welcome to the Hay Meadow. My name is Hayley and this is my channel. Happy New Year! Happy 2023. I hope you enjoyed an excellent ringing in of the new year, no matter where you are. Mine was not as expected, which seems to be the way all of my videos have started recently. So the 31st of December, the last day of 2022, I had plans to spend it with my favourite little man, Lincoln, who is my only grandchild. I'll say that now because in future there may be more. They may stumble across these videos and think, oh, he's the favourite. Well, at the moment he is because he's the only one, so I guess he gets crowning glory. So that's the only reason he's the favourite at the moment. So yes, I had plans to have the little man. I was going to go to Marty and Dylan's house, possibly spend the night depending on what time they got home. They were going out to a friend's house who was having a party. Great, awesome, no problems at all. As many of you may know, I'm in the throes of packing house to move. My sister Rianne and her partner Dardo had come around in the morning to pick up some of Rianne's things that were out in the shed and, you know, some other stuff from in the house. Awesome. The morning started off great. As you also may know, I have long COVID symptoms. My sense of smell is out the wazoo, which also impacts my sense of taste. So I refer to many things as tasting and or smelling of COVID because that's what I relate it to. It's really no different to, you know, when you have the flu or a cold and you lose your sense of taste and smell. It's no different to that, honestly. However, it went away. I had COVID in, when was that? It was in late June, early July, somewhere, no, it must have been mid-July, late July, early September, something like that, whatever it was. And, you know, I was out of action for a week. It was just, I was really tired, but like I'd been hit by a truck. That was basically it. I did sort of lose my sense of taste and smell, but nothing more than when you have the normal flu and, you know, everything sort of has that gummy sort of taste. And, you know, very little smell. That was all. Got better. Went back to normal, no problems at all. A couple of months ago, however, probably maybe November, I noticed that things were not tasting right, and it sort of came back, the loss of, it's not even a loss. Things just have a very sort of taste and smell about them. I don't really have much of a sense of smell at all, which means my sense of taste is impacted quite significantly as well. Most things, if I was to try and put a taste to it, it's probably a bit of a chemical taste, which is really disappointing because it impacts a lot of stuff. Coffee is not really enjoyable. It's probably almost meh. Like, I'm not someone, like, I drink 1 cup of coffee a day normally. I get up in the morning, I have a fancy coffee machine. I get up in the morning, I make a coffee with my milk frother. You know, that goes in my thermos 9 times out of 10, and I have it on my drive to work. You know, and it's a ritualistic. It's more ritualistic than it is a requirement of my morning. So, you know, it's impacted that because it's got a blah taste to it. It's not The smell isn't enjoyable. The taste isn't enjoyable. I'm only doing it as maintaining a ritual, I guess, or a routine. Let's say routine, more than anything else. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Surprising. So what happened on New Year's Eve, though, was I made myself a sandwich, or it was probably brunch more than anything else. I had some rolls and I had some turkey, cheese and tomato in the fridge that I made a roll out of. Now, because I'm from the olden days where things didn't have use by dates or whatnot, or best before dates or whatnot, I grew up smelling, feeling and tasting things to make sure they were okay. And I know that my daughter will check everything in the fridge, before she eats it. Fair enough too, but that's the whole point. Anyway, I checked the turkey. It felt fine. I smelt it. I tasted it. Who knows? It was to feel. It was dry. Not dry as in I've been left out on a bench dry. It was I am pleasantly cold. I'm in the fridge. I've been in the fridge from the moment I got from the delicatessen in the supermarket, the shopping cart, the drive home, which is literally around the corner, from the shopping bag into the refrigerator. That's it. Like it hasn't been left out. I live in Australia, we are very conscious of that sort of thing. So it was nice and pleasantly dry, and I made my sandwich. My tomato was probably on the last, I need to use this today sort of thing. I took my slices off and threw the rest away because I knew I wouldn't be. It was my last roll. It was my last turkey. It was my last tomato. I'm packing house. I'm not filling the fridge full of foods. Anyway, why is everything such a long drawn out story? Anyway, I had my sandwich, got on with packing. That was it. My daughter, Marty, called me, see how things were going for that day or whatnot. No, we were going to get a pedicure. That's right. Sorry. We were going to get a pedicure. And when she called me to make sure everything was still on target because she had worked that morning, she was working that morning, I actually said that I wasn't feeling really good. Tummy cramps, bloody blah. And said, but no, all good. She then finished work, drove to my house, and we were going into the city. I live about 5 kilometres from the central business district, which is the CBD, which is our city centre. We have a popular shopping mall called Rundle Mall. If you look it up on YouTube, there are people who have done walkthroughs of Rundle Mall, so you can have a look and see what it's like. I've considered doing one of those myself, or doing different walkarounds of different places here in Adelaide. If you're interested in seeing that, let me know. We were going to go into the city and get a pedicure, have a bit of a girly afternoon. Then I would come home, continue packing, and then go to her house late in the afternoon. That way I was there to give Lincoln dinner and his bath. We'd have a little play and then he would go to bed. They'd go out. I'd lay on the lounge and relax. That's pretty much perfect. Could you get a better New Year's Eve than that? In my limited opinion, no, sounded fabulous. By the time she got here, I was actively having, upset tummy and sort of not wanting to leave the house, if you know what I'm saying. So that sort of, cancelled that out, which was unfortunate. by the time later on in the afternoon came around, I actually called them because I was having cramps and had pretty much figured out, I think I've given myself food poisoning with the things that come along with food poisoning. There was no vomiting, but there was evacuation. We'll leave it at that. That was the 31st. Today is the 3rd. Yesterday was the last day that I had stomach cramps. So I've had a pretty rough 2.5 days, let's say. So I'm feeling good today, but the last couple of days has not been pleasant. Anyway, what that has taught me though is that I probably need to do some sort of elimination diet for a while to not remove foods, because things are like I obviously did that to myself. That's the only thing that I can kind of point my finger at. I haven't been cooking. I cancelled my HelloFresh boxes before Christmas and I'm not starting them again until after we move. I can't really put my finger on anything in particular. Look, I will tell you that the day before, I think I'd looked after the little man. No, I hadn't. I'd had a sneaky McDonald's. They've bought the Mako burger back. I don't know if they offer these anywhere else, but it's got like a Mexican-y type of salsa-y sauce on it, and some other things I can't remember really. It was quite disappointing because really there was nothing. So I ate that the night before. I don't know if perhaps it could have been that. I don't want to make that sort of assertion because I really can't tell. Anyway, getting off track again. So I think what I'm going to do once we've moved and set up house again properly is I'm probably going to go down the track of some sort of not restrictive eating, not diet as such, but take it back to only the foods that I can actually taste and smell. At the moment, that seems to, the things that are normal tend to be meats. So meat tends to be, that tastes normal and smells normal. So I'll probably go back to very basic meat and veg type of diet. Most sweets, sugary things, not that I'm a great lover of lollies and sugary stuff, but chocolate, a lot of dairy, all of that is just, it doesn't taste right, doesn't smell right. So I'm going to take it back to only the things that I can clearly identify as being normal from memory. I'm also going to get a little bit more focused and serious about the retraining of my olfactory senses, and you do that with citruses and other quite strong smelling things. I've done a little bit of research, just touched the surface, and I have been doing that with citrus essential oils, but I'm actually going to do it more with the actual raw foods. So oranges, get oranges, peel oranges, not get the oil out of the orange peel, but squeezing the orange peel so that it releases the citrus oil more. And even, did you know that you can put orange peel into like a fine tea sieve over a candle and it will release the citrus oils? I'm going to do a bit more of that. It's the old way of doing it. So, you know, really do some more of that olfactory training, because I can't go through life not being able to taste and smell. Like, you know, you underestimate how much of your life is actually lived through some of those more sensual senses. And yeah, it can be a little bland. Life is a little bland, let's say. Anyway, so yes, so okay, let's move on to the next topic. House packing, how's it going? Well, the last 3 days, obviously, or 2.5 days, let's say, put just a pause on that, because I literally went from the bed to the couch because there was no lifting of heavy things. There was no there was no unprepared coughing, sneezing, anything. Movement tended to set off cramping, which resulted in changing of topic. Packing has been on pause. It's now started. We've hit play. We've hit record. We're heading. We're doing. It's happening. As you can tell from behind me, you know, this room has become the landing zone for a lot of delicates or hard packs, because a lot of the boxes that will be packed in here will need to be packed considered, because there's a lot of breakable, fragile sort of things, but also heavy. If I was to put all the crystals into one box, we'd probably need a forklift for that box, so we're not going to do that. So what that meant is that there's been a lot of things here that have sort of landed in here through default. Okay, so, yesterday I was supposed to have a catch up with a bunch of girls, so 5 other ladies from my old work. We were going to have a catch up. One of the ladies is relocating to another state, and it was going to be like a final catch up for all of us, including her. And 2 of us are like me. We're a bit more on the witchy sort of side of life, and we were going to have here. We were going to host it here. We were going to have an afternoon of Reiki and crystals and cards and esoteric and, you know, fun. You know, for those that were interested in asking questions, delving into things a little bit more deeply. You know, sometimes you've got burning questions and you need a friend who dabbles in that side, or whatever the interest is, where you want to ask questions without feeling embarrassed or whatever. We were going to have one of those days. As the host, I ruined the entire thing. All the girls caught up yesterday for a lunch in Semaphore, in one of our lovely beachside suburbs here in Adelaide, and yeah, they had a great time, unfortunately without me, so I was really jealous, even though I actually ate for the first time in 2.5 days yesterday and was not happy with the results of that. So glad I didn't go, but still disappointed that I'd missed out. So anyway, it happens. I was gonna say something happens, but it literally was. Anyway, moving on, Hayley, moving on. So the reason for today was to have a catch up, because I have been absent for a while, about a week. I wanted to say hi. I wanted to let you know that we're still going, we're packing, and things are happening. Of course, there was the New Year's sales, and I had actually been on to Cloth Edit and gone into the remnants and had a look at what could I get. Well, what do you know arrived today? Thought you might like to see. So I have not gotten dressed up or tizzied up at all for you. You may have noticed. So I'm wearing a ready-to-wear dress that I've had for umpteen years. That it has some what's it called? It has some shearing under the bust, which is all let go. I had a shower this morning and washed my hair, but have done like literally nothing with it. So this is just how it looks when I've let it dry, and so I couldn't even be bothered doing anything for you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And I've just unwrapped this and taken off the beautiful ribbon that it was wrapped in because I was too busy talking about myself. God almighty, who am I turning into? So here we are with the beautifully wrapped cloth edit packages. As always, I love Gabrielle's attention to detail. And what's the bet in here is another little swatch sachet. And I am correct. Oh, we've got some lovely cards. So this one is a little postcard and it says, take your time. And of course, we have our little swatches. Now, some of these, but not all, could be repeats. I'm pretty sure this blue one here is. But this is one of the other. Oh, that's a tiger. I'm not sure you'll be able to make that out. But this is one of the, another one of the toile fabrics that I was talking about the last time I showed you a cloth edit delivery. That's another one. And then we're moving. I haven't, as I said, I haven't opened this, so I haven't gone and looked at any of these fabrics to tell you what they are. Oh, that one feels quite nice. That could be maybe a linen silk, or yeah, possibly a linen silk. That feels quite nice and fine. Oh, that one's like an eyelet. That's quite lovely as well. And then, oh, well, yeah. Oh, well, that's a little bit firmer. It could be like a Japanese cotton or something. I could very well be totally wrong in all of these. Oh, that's nice too. So yes, so very clever of Gabrielle putting those little swatches in. But let's see what I got in the remnants. So I got two pieces, and my focus at the moment is I want to make some tops for work. So I have left out a couple of small pieces, which are also remnants, to make. I think it's the harmony blouse that I've printed off. I think it's a Love Notions pattern. God, please let that be right. But here we go. Now, where's my little, I did keep. So the first one is a viscose challis, and it's called, what do you call it? Birds of Play. Now there is still a piece of tissue in there that I'm not going to take out. So as you can see, it's sort of like a, it's not quite a navy blue. So I guess it's kind of like a dark royal blue, with these wonderful tealy and it's like a soft buttery yellow birds and flowers through it. It's also got like a black contrast in there as well. So there is 1 metre of that. So that will make a lovely light top. Just a nice plain, I'm going to have to go and check and see if it's the harmony blouse. 1 minute. It is, I was correct, it is the Love Notions harmony blouse. Now this can take less than 1 metre for like the, that's a nice picture of the line drawings there. Like for the sleeveless version. And even for just the little cap sleeve version. But I thought that's a woven pattern, that one. And I thought that would be a nice way to start a summer, just a little summer range of tops for work. Different sleeves so that, you know, the tops will look different. But nice and simple, easy, not fabric hungry, quick to whip up, but really nice and easy to wear. Okay, so the next one, and I'm really embracing these larger floral prints, is 100% linen. Feels, it's not a heavy linen, it's a lightweight linen, and this is 1.1 metre, and this is a vine pattern. So this one is on more of a navy background. I'm not sure if that's, oh yeah, a navy background with really nice, it's sort of like an orangey red, but then it's got like a peachy pink through it as well as hopefully you can pick up in the leaves the mauve. There's like a mauvey purple in the leaves and stems as well. And yeah, I just thought that was a really lovely, it's a really nice print without being too like vibrant and in your face. So yeah, so those are the two fabrics that I got, which I thought would make great little, just lightweight blouses for work. A pair of black or navy pants. I could probably even wear like a green pair if I did like a dark teal or probably even a forest green pair of pants. That's one of my, actually before I get started on, now that I've lost 2.5 days, I'm not going to have any sewing time, which I was hoping I might do. I was hoping originally that I would get this room, the rest of the sewing room, the rest of the kitchen, the rest of the bedroom, all packed up. That way I might be able to spare a day for sewing before the move. That's not going to happen now, unfortunately. So any sewing will be done once my new sewing room is set up. But that's in next week. Oh my God, I'm moving next week. What day is it today? Tuesday. So it's a week tomorrow that the settlement is, and we get the keys, and then all hell breaks loose as we move. So yes, now Sia, the dog, will be... she will be going to Marty's house whilst the move occurs, just so it doesn't upset her too much. Shelties can be a little bit nervous. Not that she's not a nervous dog, but she will want to be near me constantly, which means that she'll be in the way. We'll be tripping, or I'll be tripping over her, and which then I'll get angry, and it's not her fault. She's just trying to be where I am. So it's easier if she goes and has some time over at Marty and Dylan's during the day while we're doing the moving. Not sure which day will be the first day we will actually stay in the new house. It'll be one of them. But yeah, so by the end of next week, we will be in our new house. It's very exciting. And then that Monday I'll start at my new job. Oh my God. Oh dear. Anyway, so what does 2023 hold for the hay meadow? That is an excellent question. It's an excellent question because I never planned on starting a sewing channel, so here we are. I wasn't necessarily someone who planned things as such. No, that's not true. I'm a planned person, but when it came to my sewing, unless I had something I was sewing specifically for, I didn't think, oh, okay, it's January, I'm going to sew tops for work, I'm going to sew pants, I want to sew this particular pattern, I want to sew this particular fabric, I'm sewing this particular style. You know, I didn't really do that. It was what took my fancy at the time. So, yeah, I couldn't really say that I had a particular type of setup. So this is all brand new. However, I do want to focus more on things that I was going to say things that I wear. Not that I'm sewing things that I don't wear, because that's not the case, but I want to be a little bit more refined, I guess. and really more focused on fabrics, prints and plains that I'm actually drawn to wear more, because I know that we've all done it. You buy the fabric, you buy the pattern, you get it made up, and you just don't wear it for whatever reason. It could be that it's a print that you're not normally wearing or something like that. Or it could just be that when it's all said and done, I guess we all have a vision of the person we would like to be, but then there's the person that we actually are. I don't know if that makes sense. I kind of want to be that person. And whether it's you're afraid to be that bold in a print, or that, I don't know, do we get stuck in a rut of what people expect us to be and the real us is something different? I don't know if I'm just talking a whole load of bollocks here at the moment, but do you know what I mean? You go through life being a certain way or presenting yourself in a certain way, and really on the inside you want to be so much more, or perhaps you want to be less, but because you have this persona, you feel that you have to portray yourself in a specific way. I want to get away from that, and I don't even know if I do that as such, but I know that sometimes I really like a specific type of style or whatnot, but I will discount it because, well, I can't pull that off. Well, bugger it. I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm actually going to wear the things. I'm going to make and wear the things that I want. Sewing is about creating garments for you. So therefore, who's to say that a specific style, and there are styles that don't suit me personally, that look fantastic on other people, but not me. But I want to actually go and make and try and find, and then, you know, I want to find those patterns that kick it out of the park for me, that then become a staple, that depending on the fabric that I make, the print or the plain or whatever that goes into it, makes it look completely different. I hope that makes some sort of sense, because I feel like I've just rambled on for who knows how long and not actually made a point about where I'm thinking of going this year. Anyway, perhaps that's what this year's going to be like. Another rambling, wandering adventure with Hayley. Oh, I make no promises. Anyway, that's the plan. I do know that 2023 is a new house. It's a new job. It's a whole new adventure on this channel, of finding out, well, what is this actually going to be? What's it going to become? If you've been here for a while and you've watched any of my other videos, particularly the one that I talk about why I actually started the channel, which was solely to support Australian producers, Australian content makers, Australian suppliers and sellers, manufacturers, in the sewing area in particularly. Yeah, it was, I won't say it was a knee-jerk reaction, but there didn't seem to be at the time a lot of other people in the space doing that, and I didn't want our people to fall away because people didn't know about them. So, you know, if I'm just one candle blowing in the wind, at least it's light over in this little corner. That's how I kind of saw it, and that's how this channel, I guess, started. But now I'm sort of getting really serious about it, maybe. Well, I'm obviously getting serious about it because I keep coming on and making videos for you guys and talking to you and having a great time. But anyway, this has gone on far too long. This wasn't going to be a wandering, rambling, you know, walk through the garden type thing. But here we are, as per usual, in the Hayley way. I hope you had a fabulous ringing in of 2023. I am going to cut it here because there are boxes calling to me to continue packing, and I've got to get that done before Chris gets home on Monday. So it's not all left to him. Anyway, it's been great. Happy January. Look forward to seeing you again soon, and talk to you later.